All right, it is getaway day for Cactus League. It is the last game of the year for spring training, our fourth of 4 games. We are at Hohokam Park about an hour before game time. The game starts an hour earlier than normal, so it's at 12 o'clock local time instead of 1. It's our first game here at Hohokam this year. It is a royal pain in the butt to get here, and the traffic is getting into the stadium is not ideal, but nonetheless, it's a great venue. And today the Cubs are playing the Milwaukee Brewers. A couple of interesting storylines. One is that this marks the Cubs' 100th year since they've been in the World Series. I guess they're hoping this is a lucky year for them. The second thing is that neither team is having any of their starting pitchers involved in the game today. They play one another pretty soon, so they don't want to give anybody an advanced look at the pitchers who they're going to be seeing in just a few days. So probably see a lot of the regulars here, but in the field, but you won't see much in the way of pitching. So here we are, Hohokam, last day of Cactus League getaway day. The cars are packed, the vans are packed, and then after this, we break camp and head to the regular season, which is 4 days away. Oh, there's one of the most feared home run hitters of all time, George Foster. Still looks like he's in great shape wearing his Reds hat. He was part of the big Reds machine. Hit over 50 home runs several times. Traded to the Reds for literally nothing, I believe. If I remember the trade correctly, Frank Duffy was traded by the Giants, or traded by the Reds to the Giants for George Foster, who led the league in home runs. Feared hitter, just a powerful swing. Key part of the big red machine. Wouldn't be a game at Hohokam Park unless fans were queued up to get an autograph from Cubs broadcaster, former great Cubs star Ron Santo. About an hour before the game, he signs autographs. We've had video of this before, but let's get a little refresh here. Santo is just one of the really good guys, a legend in Chicago sports history. Also personal to me, he is a diabetic who has suffered the ravages of the illness. I think he's either lost one or both of his legs to the disease. So he's a personal hero of mine, and the courage that he shows, the way he goes about life and his business. Okay, we're about to get started, and as I said in the warm-up, we're going to see some unknowns today. Pitching for the Cubs is a right-hander, Corey Bailey, who is not on their roster, not listed in Baseball America. And since I can't get free Wi-Fi service in here, I can't look on the internet to see who he is. And he's going to be squaring off against Ricky Weeks, starting second baseman for the Brewers, who, as I said in the previous game, he's due for a pretty good year. If I were a fantasy player, which I'm not, I'd probably consider taking him. He's been hurt a little bit off and on the last couple of years. Bailey on the hill, Corey Weeks at the plate, and we're about to get underway, and here's our first pitch. Strike one.
Right fielder, number 1, Kosuke Fukudome.
Okay, our first featured player, actually our only featured player of the game, Fukudome. Japanese import, making his debut with the Chicago Cubs this season. It's been described somewhat of a cross between Hideki Matsui and Ichiro, so I guess that means he's got power and speed. Penciled in to be the right fielder, although I think he can play a couple places across the diamond. Fukudome wearing number 1. And I think it's interesting that the 3 players I mentioned, including him, are all left-handed.